out in the garden right now doing some work. There's lots and lots of tomatoes right now. It's so much fun. We canned a lot yesterday, did a bunch of diced tomatoes, and so right now we're just taking care of picking them and getting some of the dead branches off. And then we're gonna be working on some other projects for the camper later. So you'll have to stick around and see what that project is.
All of them just pull right off. Can you start pulling these off?
Here's all the canned tomatoes that we did yesterday, and we have so much more in the garden ready to do some more. Later on today, I'm actually planning on doing some green salsa, today or tomorrow, hopefully. So we'll do some of that, and I'm actually going to be making it with these. They're called zebra stripe tomatoes. And so usually you'd use unripe green tomatoes to make it, and I will be using some of those as well. But I thought these would be a fun add. And then yesterday I also got my first pressure canner. I am super excited. I cannot wait to try it out soon. I've never used one before, so if anyone who has a specific brand or just knows a lot about pressure canning, have any tips or tricks for a first-time user, then let me know.
So what's so sad, Mama?
These onions just bring me to tears.
What are we working on now?
I'm getting ready to make some salsa verde. So I'm going to use the green zebra tomatoes and then some just unripened regular tomatoes outside. So while the guys are over there working on the shelf, I was going to kind of go over some of our rules for teaching kids to work, specifically teaching kids to work with tools. We are all about our kids learning skills from a young age, being able to help out. They help out in the house, in the kitchen all the time. They love to help out with projects. And it's something that we want to encourage other people to do too, to teach their kids skills. To be handy people, to know how to do things. And so when it comes to working with specifically power tools, then obviously there's some specific things you want to watch out for and dangers that can be involved that you got to be careful with. So we have 3 main rules that I just wanted to share with you guys on working on projects with kids with power tools. So rule number 1 is make sure that they're wearing eye and ear protection, for obvious reasons. Rule number 2 is to teach your kids about what you're doing. Teach the kids about the tools, how they work, what they're for, and the dangers involved with them. And you don't have to make it like a list of do's and don'ts. Just make it part of the conversation. It just teaches them along the way that, hey, this could cut my finger off if I'm not careful. And obviously as a parent, especially with younger kids, you're going to be there the whole time with them anyways. But it lets them know that there are dangers involved, that these are not toys. That these are tools that have a specific purpose to them, and they're not to be played with. And then rule number 3 would be, whenever you are not working with a tool, unplug it. Even if you're just stepping away for like a minute, make sure it's unplugged. Because you never know, one of your kids is behind you and decides to play around with it. We wouldn't want that to happen. So always unplug whenever you're finished with the tool. So rule number 1, eye and ear protection. Rule number 2, teach your kids about what you're doing and about the tools that you're using. And then rule number 3 is unplug whenever you walk away. So have fun with your kids and tell us about some of the projects that you guys are working on with your children as well.
Here on the line that I just made, then we're going to draw a line across so that we can cut a straight line with the saw. Okay? Go ahead and draw a straight line. Alright, draw a little harder so I can see it good. There we go. Alright, curly top. Come here. Your turn. Alright, for those of you watching the video, we decided to go with a 28 inches long shelf.
Okay.
Got it right there up against that. So right now, we are marking our boards so we can start assembling. Alright, we good? We ready?
And this is the shelf that will go in the camper as a coat rack.
Yep. Alright, everyone needs to get hearing protection and eye protection. All right, we're on day 2 of this project. You saw the first part yesterday, but night kind of crept up on us. We had to get the kids to bed. And so now we're back at it today, and hopefully we'll get this thing finished up. We've got the adult one done now. Got my 2 pieces fastened together. Hang like that. We've got some fastened it together with some screws on the top. We got a nice groove here so that Wendy can set pictures in there to hang on. We'll paint it, and then it'll be ready to go up on the wall. This project up. So we've got both shelves, we've got the upper and lower coat hooks and on there. As you might have noticed on the video, we did 2 screws kind of in the middle and then some on the outside. That was because there's really only one stud in this wall. That's going to be something we're going to have to experiment a little bit with as we're working with this camper and adding stuff into it. I know I've seen some rivets and some different ways you can add things into camper walls with that. But with the shelf, I really wanted to make sure that we had some screws anchored real well in the stud, since there will be some heavier coats and things like that come wintertime hanging on these. So there you go. Project number 1 done. See what we can get done next week.